Okay, so what is research data management, RDM? What is research data for that matter? How can libraries support research data management? And how will that affect librarians' actual jobs? That's the kind of issue that we're exploring through the learning materials. And so RDMRose was a project funded by JISC, but involved university libraries at Leeds, Sheffield and York, working with the information school to develop learning materials in open educational, as an open educational resource, so that it could be shared and reused by other learning providers. Anyone can really use or reuse the learning materials, be that for your own self-supported study, or it might be you want to reuse them to teach other librarians or colleagues in the library, or other information service, information industry learning providers can also reuse the materials on a kind of share-alike license.
Okay, there have been lots of suggestions about libraries' roles in research data management, and we've designed the RDMRose module to cover all of those different roles that libraries and librarians might take on. But we are aware that, of course, in different institutions, those roles might play out differently. So therefore, we've designed the whole RDMRose module to be open-ended. So one of the central insights of the RDMRose module is that librarians may not necessarily have a lot of experience and knowledge about research. So we focus quite a lot on a researcher's perspective in our teaching materials. Okay, because it's very likely that the library will have to collaborate in one form or another with other professional services within the institution, such as the research office or computing services. We've designed the materials to include an exploration of the perspective of different stakeholders within the institution. The RDMRose module is divided into 8 different sessions that each last about half a day. And we've designed them about hands-on practical activities, for example, engaging with real data management plans or real policy documents. And the idea behind it is also that we include inquiry-based and problem-based learning activities.
Session 1 really just introduces the whole module, but also focuses particularly on the incentives for researchers to do RDM, to better RDM, and also explores a range of possible library roles in research data management, such that throughout the whole module, I think what we're trying to do is explore different ways that libraries can support RDM. A big part of the second session is really looking a little bit at the theory of academic disciplines, academic tribes, and things like interdisciplinarity. And gives us some insight into why data itself, the data that researchers gather and use, is so different, and therefore, for each researcher, what research data management means could be pretty different. Also, in that second session, we'll look a lot at the research perspective, but we'll also look at institutional policies. We'll actually take time to read some institutional policies. Maybe if you've got one at your own institution, you compare it with those at other institutions, and also to read the funders' mandate. These are the documents where the funders of research basically say you've got to do good research data management. So it really pays dividends to kind of read that stuff.
So in the third session, we will be exploring the DCC curation lifecycle model, which is a model that gives an overview of all the different areas that RDM or research data management is composed of, and that takes the shape of a life cycle. So we will also be looking at data management plans and to the responses to RDM that other professional services than the library might have, such as the research office and computing services. In the fourth session, we will be looking at the DCC, the Digital Curation Centre. We will be looking at the DCC's website in particular. We'll be exploring that because it's a very rich resource that is very good for keeping up to date with new developments in research data management. You will also be designing your own library web pages with signposting materials to services available within the institution regarding research data management. And this aligns with a likely signposting role within the institution.
Okay, so a big focus of session 5 is really thinking about one particular researcher that you've investigated, be that through talking to them informally or maybe just looking at their website to explore, well, what does data mean in their particular case? What might be the research data management challenges for them? So it's really getting out of your office and going and talking to people about research, and we think that's the key to getting the insider perspective on the nature of research data. And that's so important to research data management.
The 6th session is devoted to managing research data. We will be looking at practical issues such as file name conventions and backing up files. We will also be looking at institutional research data repository policies and also national data centres, national subject repositories. Another topic that you will explore is how you could cite data. In the 7th session, we will be looking at case studies of researchers and research projects. So we will be listening to audio recordings of actual researchers talking about their work, about how they handle data. And we will be following the data from its inception until its publication, for example, in a subject repository or an institutional repository.
Okay, so session 8 is based on a fictional case study of a particular institution and allows you to explore at the institutional level what the issues are, both from the kind of researcher stakeholder perspective, like heads of research in a particular faculty, directors of research in a faculty, but also the different support services, their perspective, like the computing service, the library, the research office, maybe the university archive, and how do these different stakeholders really see research data management and the issues quite differently, and maybe see the drivers differently.
Usually each session has 4 parts, each planned to constitute about an hour's learning. On our website you will also find a document with notes for each session that provides an overview of that session. And you could start each session by reading through our PowerPoint slides, and they provide the basic content, and they also give you pointers to useful resources and reading materials. You will also find pointers to activities that you could do, and for each of these activities there are separate activity sheets on our website.
So that gives you an overview of what is in RDMRose module, the learning materials. We hope you enjoy using them and also share it with colleagues. Perhaps use it in training yourself. That all the materials are openly available, free for